The Yankee Burrito is back. And what's more American than a hot dog? In a crispy tortilla. This summer, the All-American Twist is back too, for just $3.99. There's festive layers of red slushy, white soft serve, and blue slushy with whipped cream and a cherry on top. Celebrate freedom, flavor, and fun in every bite with a Yankee Burrito and All-American Twist, only at Amigos. When tacos and quesadillas join forces at Amigos, something seriously delicious happens. Quesadilla tacos. Crispy on the outside, gooey on the inside, folded taco style, and stuffed with bold seasoned flavor. It's like your favorite quesadilla and taco teamed up for the ultimate spring fling. With Tex-Mex, chicken, supreme, or steak, Amigos has a quesadilla taco for everyone. So hurry in. This tasty collab is here for a limited time only. Get the ultimate flavor fusion with quesadilla tacos at Amigos.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Hot and toasty here for your Friday. High temperature of 97 today, increasing cloud cover ahead of a chance for some showers and thunderstorms this evening and tonight. There is a risk of severe weather here in the Lincoln area. We'll drop down to 61 with those storms rolling out of here. Highs in the low to mid-90s over the weekend with, again, more severe storms possible. I'm meteorologist Aaron Dowden for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Cedars, we're here to make sure that kids have the safety and stability that every child deserves, where they're protected and where they feel safe. You make this possible. Today, more than ever, we need your support to be here for kids who have nowhere else to call home. Now through May 28th, make a big impact through Give to Lincoln. Give to Cedars now at givetolincoln.com.
Looking for the right utility tractor for your acreage? Find it at Landmark Implement. Shop our selection of used John Deere compact tractors from 1 through 5 series with the power and versatility to track mowing, yard work, snow removal, and more. For a limited time, get 2.9% financing for 36 months, followed by 6.2% for 24 months with approved credit. We've got the right fit for your property and your budget. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or visit us online at landmarkimp.com today and experience the Landmark difference.
Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome into a presentation of high school state baseball on 93.7 The Ticket. Coverage of state baseball is presented by Union Bank and Trust, Sunbelt Rentals, the Nebraska Corn Board, Jimmy John's, the Nebraska Army National Guard, Hamilton Communications, and Play It Again Sports. From Werner Park, this is state baseball on 93.7 The Ticket. Now, calling all the action. Here are Nick Sainert and Austin Orman.
Welcome into Warner Park here in Papillion, Nebraska, as we kick off another year of state high school baseball on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert alongside my partner for the next week, Austin Orman, as we are getting ready to bring game 1 of the 2026 NSAA State Baseball Tournament to you from a beautiful and well-manicured Warner Park field here in Omaha. It's going to be a great day for baseball, an exciting day in the state of Nebraska on multiple fronts, not only state soccer going on down the road deeper into the parts of Omaha. You have state baseball kicking off today, and then later tonight, obviously, Nebraska softball hosting the regional for the first time since 2013. Busy day, busy weekend coming up for us here on 93.7 The Ticket. Glad you could join us as Game 1 is going to feature the number 1 seed, the 31-3 overall Omaha Westside Warriors, going up against the 18-13 Millard South Patriots. And for Austin Orman, as we bring you in, my friend, great to be here for another year. Millard South, a team that's been here. We've seen them time and time again the last couple of years as we've been doing these broadcasts. Omaha Westside, it's been a couple of years for them since they've been here.
It sure has. Was really impressed with a lot from Millard South last year. A lot of familiar names, a lot of guys that have been here on this stage before.
They come in as the 8 seed. I think they're probably a little underseeded based on their regular season record not being as good as it is. You think there's plenty of talent in that first base dugout. On the flip side, we know Omaha Westside as a program has been here before, even if this team and this group of players hasn't. You think back to the names Waldron and Myers, certainly among others, and then they look ready to go. 1 seed came in, really dominated Class A in a lot of ways throughout the course of the year. Not a team that we saw last year, but a team that certainly looked ready to go from in and out this morning.
And as Austin mentioned, Omaha Westside, last time they were here at the state tournament was 2022, but they did not have a great trip to the tournament. They went 0-2, lost, and were only able to play the minimum on those 2 games. They have won plenty of titles. Their last championship, though, came in that 2015 season. Omaha Westside will take the field first, and that is where they're going to start on the mound. Number 5, Ben Weiss, 1.38 earned run average, 5-0 on the year in his campaign, 33 strikeouts from the mound and 17 walks. We're going to talk about it, endlessly throughout the course of the state tournament. Every single game, we're going to talk about free passes and errors. In high school baseball, if you can limit those, you're going to have a pretty good chance to win.
Especially here in game 1, first game of the day, nerves from not having been on this stage before. At a bigger park, you're used to some pretty good environments throughout the course of the year in Nebraska Class A baseball, but you're at Werner Park. That means something. It's fun to be here. It's exciting to be here. It's an honor and a privilege to be here. And so if you're Weiss for Westside, it's your job to set the tone. You're getting the ball here for a reason. Pound the strike zone. Figure out what pitches you have command of. Get your team to bat sooner than later.
And when you look at this Millard South team, as like I mentioned, we've seen them a few times over the last couple of years. They've gotten really, really close. Millard South has a lot of players on this team that are going to continue their baseball career at the next level in college. Last year, though, came up one step shy of reaching the championship game. They lost to the eventual champion, Lincoln East Spartans, in the semifinal matchup last year. Haven't won a title since 2021. They've won it 8 times in their school history. But how about this statistic? They've been runner-up 4 out of the last 10 years. That means out of the last 10 years, they've been to the championship game 5 times, led by head coach Greg Geary. A lot of familiar faces and names on this team as well.
Guys that should be ready to go from the jump against a team in Westside that hasn't been here before. I'm curious to see what that experience looks like for Millard South. In those big moments, can they create one early, send a message early on here? Coming in as the 8 seed, but certainly a team with more experience than your typical 8 seed.
We're getting ready to go. It's going to be the righty on the mound. As I mentioned, Ben Weiss, 1.38 earned run average, 5-0 record on the campaign. Throws from the right side. The battery for the Omaha Westside Warriors wearing their home black uniforms. As I mentioned, Weiss on the bump, and CJ Shockey is going to be behind the dish as the leadoff hitter for Millard South. The starting center fielder Braden Swaney steps in from the left side and takes ball 1 low and in, 1-0. And so Braden Swaney on the year hitting .291 as an .881 on base plus slugging percentage, as well as that 1-0 offering from Weiss is going to be up and away 2-0.
Swaney, Wick, Parrish, McAndrews. That's a heck of a top 4. All guys that were here in the spot last year.
Also have Carson Durr down farther in the order, as it's now an early 3-0 count to Braden Swaney. And so you imagine the red light's going to be on from head coach Greg Geary down on that third base line. But I mentioned Carson Durr farther down that Millard South lineup, future UNO Maverick, behind the dish for Millard South today, as the 3-0 offering is finally thrown in there for the strike right down the heart. And it's 3-1 as Weiss tries to get all the way back here on the leadoff hitter for Millard South, Braden Swaney. First of 2 games for us here on 93.7 The Ticket today, as that's going to be a leadoff walk on the fastball up and away, and Millard South has the leadoff guy on board. When these 2 teams played this season, the regular season, it was Millard South losing all 3 of them. Omaha Westside this year 3-0 against the Patriots this season. As I mentioned, Omaha Westside 31-3 on the campaign. They last met up on May 2nd, which resulted in an Omaha Westside 7-1 victory. But now Weiss has some early traffic to deal with on the bases as Logan Wick, the starting shortstop, will step in. He shows bunting, takes ball 1 outside, 1-0. Weiss struggling to find the strike zone here in the early on portion of this one. In the first 6 pitches of the game, 5 balls.
Yanked a fastball down and in to start things off, and then seems like he's finishing short. Nick, maybe a short stepper, not following through all the way.
Here's the pitch. It's going to be a nicely placed bunt down the first base line, fielded cleanly by Weiss as he roams over to first base, underhands it to the first baseman in time. Duncan Hansen was over there for out number 1, but Logan Wick does his job, sacrifices Swaney over to second base, And now Millard South, with just one out in the top of the first inning here, has a runner on second with just one out.
We have this debate every year. I understand bunting with your two-hole, get a runner to scoring position, but you just had your leadoff hitter walk. Guy hasn't found the zone. I'm not sure I love giving up an out this early in the game.
Brady Parrish steps in, takes an off-speed pitch up and away. No strike called there. Ball 1-0 to Brady Parrish, a starting left fielder today, hitting .366 on the season. Hitting in the 3-hole for Millard South. The 1-0 offering just misses upstairs. It's 2-0, and yet still Ben Weiss, the Westside starter, struggling to command the zone here as he faces a 2-0 deficit. 0-0 your score here in the top of the first inning. Brady Parrish hitting from the left side. Takes the 2-0 fastball just outside as well. It's still 3-0 with one out here in the top of the first inning. Millard South, who comes in 18-13 on the season, trying to get some runs here in the top half of the first inning as the 3-0 offering is just clipping the outside corner. Strike one to the left-handed hitter, Brady Parrish, the starting left fielder for Millard South today. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the first. Weiss lifts the leg and forces the runner Swaney back to second base as he retreats with no throw. 3 balls and 1 strike. As from the stretch, Weiss will come set at the hip. Looks back the runner at second 2 times, now delivers home and delivers a 3-1 offering high outside. It'll be another walk issued by Ben Weiss, and so Brady Parrish now occupies first base. Millard South with 1 out here in the top half of the first inning as runners on first and second, and the cleanup hitter, Blake McAndrews, coming to bat. It's a righty-righty matchup, as Weiss still from the stretch with runners on first and second for Millard South in their white uniforms. The first pitch of the at-bat's going to hit the left side arm of Blake McAndrews. And so how about this? As we talked about it in the opening, the free passes and errors. And how about this? Millard South has done nothing but stand in the batter's box and watch as they've allowed now 3 Millard South runners to get on base, all via the free pass.
We have yet to see a swing in this game. We saw Logan Wick show bunt 1 pitch and then lay a bunt down. Otherwise, that bat's been on the shoulder of the Patriots the entire game so far through the first 15 pitches.
So now Ben Weiss, the Omaha Westside starter, has some early adversity here in the top of the first inning. Bases are loaded with 1 out here in the top half of the first. Stepping in, it's Owen Quackenbush. As the first pitch is swung on, hammered left side, it's going to trickle foul and over the net in left field. And it'll be 0-1. Nice job by Weiss. Throwing a competitive pitch there early on, forcing Quackenbush to swing. And he fouled it off to the left side, 0-1. Potentially, if you're West Side, a ground ball away, if you can twist 2 here. But for Millard South, has a chance as this one's going to be fouled off over our left side as well. Another 0-2 pitch here coming up for Ben Weiss. Be a great response for Weiss if he can get an out here and maybe leave some traffic on the bases. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the first. Bases are loaded for Millard South. The pitch is just outside. Tried to elevate the fastball, and Quackenbush was able to hold off. Quackenbush getting the start in right field today for the Millard South Patriots. Hit left-handed hitter, right-handed pitcher. Here's the 1-2 offering. Breaking ball. It stays upstairs. 2-2. It's even.
Weiss is really trying to work away.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the first inning here for Millard South. Bases are loaded. The 2-2 offering from Weiss is just outside. It's a loaded count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Coming up here for Ben Weiss, the West Side pitcher. As the bases are loaded, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out in the top of the first. The 3-2 offering. It's going to be lifted left side. This should be deep enough to score the runner from third. It is dropped on the transfer in left field, so that is out number 2. They get it in. The run will score on the sacrifice, and Millard South has an early 1-0 lead. So Quackenbush does his job. He hammered a couple of fly balls to the left side of the field. He was late on the fastball. A good job by Ben Weiss on the mound to be competitive in the zone, especially early in that count. Got on top of Quackenbush, the 5-hole hitter, 0-2. And now with 2 outs in the top of the first, it's Runners on first and second for Millard South, and Carson Durr, the catcher for Millard South, will wear the first pitch of the at-bat in the back, and it's going to be another walk, another free pass issued for Ben Weiss. And so just like that, that'll load the bases. Yet again, the second hit by pitch of the inning for Ben Weiss, as both McAndrews and Carson Durr have worn a pitch. Now that brings up the designated hitter today, Wyatt Apin, hitting 7th in the Millard South lineup. With the bases loaded, 2 outs. Still plenty of opportunities here for Westside to get out of this one rather unscathed. If they are able to get out of this one after issuing 5 free bases and only giving up 1 run, I think if you're Coach Shockey over there for Westside, you're happy with that one. You feel good enough about your offense's potential today in the first round of the state tournament. First pitch, the at-bat, clips the outside corner to Apin, and it's 0-1 as Weiss trying to go back to work relatively quickly, and this one's fouled off to the right side. Fastball that was slightly outside. It hit off the end of the bat and hit the press box to our right. And so nice job by Weiss after the hit by pitch. Getting back on top, it's now 0-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. 1-0 Millard South on top of the Omaha Westside Warriors. The 0-2 offering from Weiss. Breaking ball, hammered right side. That's going to be down for a hit. 1 run will score. They're waving the second runner around. The throw is cut off, and he is safe as well at home, and that is a 2-out, 2 RBI single for Wyatt Apin as he delivers, and Westside now trails 3-0.
Great piece of hitting there by Apin, Nick. Weiss was working that outside part of the plate. Apin didn't try to do too much, took it where it was pitched. Comes through in a big way for Millard South early on.
So both Parrish and McAndrews score on the 2-out, 2 RBI single from Wyatt Apin, and that'll bring up Caden Pennings with runners on the corners, 2 outs still. And once again, a situation, if you're Ben Weiss, you got to find a way to get on top of a hitter and get out of this inning. Let your offense go to work in the home half of the first. 3-0 Millard South in the top of the first inning. Runners on the corners. First pitch of the at-bat to Pennings, the starting first baseman for Millard South, is in there for a strike, 0-1.
Weiss has really worked away, regardless of what hand the batter is hitting with, and there's a great opportunity for Pennings to go that way. Left fielder's way off the line.
The fastball outside, 1-1.
What a big boost of confidence, though, for Millard South early on here, Nick, to take the free passes, not try to do too much, and score more runs in this one than they did the entire last meeting here just in the first inning.
The 1-1 pitch from Weiss is snagged outside by the catcher for Omaha Westside, J.C. Shockey, and so that is now going to be 2 balls, 1 strike to Pennings, who's hitting 148 on the year. The 2-1 pitch is going to clip that top half of the zone. It's now even 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the first inning here at Warner Park. Nick Sainert, Austin Norman with you. Rudy back in our 93.7 The Ticket Studios in Lincoln, pushing all the buttons. Appreciate him for his work today. The 2-2 pitch from Weiss is outside, 3-2, and that pitch count now continues to trend in the negative direction if you are a Westside supporter, as this has been a taxing first inning, and they have a couple of bodies warming up in that center field bullpen. The 3-2 pitch as the runner from first will go, and taking ball 4, and the bases will be loaded as Caden Pennings draws a 2-out walk, and Ben Weiss yet again just struggling to command the zone as the 9-hole hitter Gavin Christensen will come to bat as he's the second baseman for Millard South. But we have a stoppage in play on the field as we have a mound visit in Austin. I mean, once again, you look at this first inning leadoff hitter and just the way really Millard South has only put 1 good swing on the ball, and that was the 2-out, 2 RBI single from Wyatt Apin. Other than that, the leadoff hitter, walk. Then it was a sacrifice bunt, trying to manufacture runs there. Then it was a walk to Brady Parrish, the 3-hole, a walk to McAndrews, a hit by pitch, another hit by pitch, and now another walk. I mean, you look at it, Millard South hasn't really done anything except Wyatt Apin to really get this 3-0 lead.
I do want to give him credit, though, for being patient, seeing that this is a guy in Weiss that hasn't found the zone yet. It doesn't look like they're doing anything, but I think they're doing their job at the same time, right? I want to give the Patriots credit for being patient, for not being antsy, for not trying too hard, right? Try easier. is always a thing. They're doing what they're supposed to do. A guy that really hasn't been around the zone outside of a couple nice pitches to Apin to start the at-bat and maybe a couple to Quakenbush. So this is an ace. You're taxing him early on in this one. You forced a first-inning mound visit. So, no, not a lot of action necessarily, but I think a bunch of good at-bats.
Gavin Christensen steps in as Weiss will try to get out of the bases-loaded jam. He's trailing 3-0 here as the first pitch, the at-bat to the 9-hole. Gavin Christensen is in there for a strike, 0-1. And as I mentioned, Ben Weiss, the Omaha Westside starter, comes in with a 5-0 record, a 1.38 earned run average, just issued 17 walks the entire year. And how about that? How many is that now here in this one? 4 already in the first inning? He's already up to 4, and he's only walked 17 all season long. That's just uncharacteristic for Ben Weiss here in the 2026 campaign. The 1-1 offering is upstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike. As Omaha Westside's pitching coach did go out and talk to Ben Weiss in between the last 2 batters here. They left to try to get him in, see if he can get out of this one. This one's going to be a bouncer to the left side, fielded by the third baseman off the 2-hop, and he steps on third base for the final out. 5 unassisted on the ground out, but Millard South does some damage. They score 3 runs in the top half of the first inning. We see number 1 Omaha Westside, their offense, their bats come to the plate in the home half. Hosey, Hansen, and Shockey due up for head coach Jason Shockey's squad when we come back in 60 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with E15, how about this? E15
can help you save big at the pump
and save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose E15, there you have them. E15, engine smart, earth kind. Visit choosE15.com to learn more.
Attention Nebraska sports fans. Are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join up and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard. Guard the good life.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Sandra Doss Norman back with you from Warner Park. 70 degrees at first pitch here at 9 a.m. on a Friday. Almost said a Monday. Thankfully, it's a Friday. As in the top half of the first inning, Millard South was able to scratch across 3 runs on number 1 Omaha Westside, but due up now in the home half of the first for Omaha Westside. It's going to be Braden Hosey, Duncan Hansen, and CJ Shockey. And on the mound for Millard South, Jackson Corey, a 3.38 earned run average on the season. He is a 3-3 overall record in 9 appearances this season, 34 strikeouts on the year, and 15 walks issued. He'll throw from the right side, and stepping in, it is the starting shortstop, number 10, hitting from the left side, Braden Hosey for Omaha Westside. The number 1 team here in Class A, 31-3 on the season. From the windup, Jackson Corey with his glove covering 3/4 of his face. He delivers on the first pitch, and it's going to be a slider that goes down and in on the back foot of Braden Hosey. Ball 1-0. One thing to take note as we kind of establish ourselves in this game is the 1-0 offering is going to be fouled off to the right side into the Millard South dugout. Count as even 1-1 is one thing to watch. How well can each pitcher get into a rhythm? And then conversely, can the opponent get him out of that rhythm? Ben Weiss struggled to find the zone. Let's see if Corey can do something a little different. Another off speed. It's going to be snuck just inside that first base foul line. It is a fair ball as Hosey is able to race around first base and slide into second with a leadoff double. That one just got in to inside that first base bag. And now we have some stuff going on around on the right side. How about this? He missed first base. So Braden Hosey misses first base. Millard South was aware he touched first base, and they ended up getting Hosey out.
Incredible awareness by the Patriots early on.
And so a little bit of some unique situations here right off the bat as Millard South's dugout on that first base side recognized that Hosey missed the bag. They touched first base, and Hosey is out for out number 1. So what could have been a leadoff double goes for naught. Would that go as a 9-3 as it went to the right fielder officially on the scorebook?
I guess so.
As the first two pitches, the at-bat to Duncan Hansen. The first basemen are outside, 2-0, coming up to the 2-hole hitter for Omaha Westside. Left-handed hitter facing the righty arm of Jackson Corey. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. 2-0 offering fastball. Right down Broadway, 2-1.
What a turn of events for Westside. You give up 3 runs in the top half of the frame. You start things off with an extra base hit where you're just a nice little poke away from scoring your leadoff guy, just to have him sent to the dugout for a simple baseball mistake.
Ball was hit well by Hosey as this one's ripped to the second baseman. Christensen fields it on a line for out number 2. Another hard hit ball by that West Side offense, but it goes for naught as that's going to be a line out to the second baseman for out number 2. So once again, just a bizarre turn of events. I might not have done a very good job of explaining it, but it was a really well hit ball by Braden Hosey that snuck just inside that first base bag down the line. There are 4 umpires here at Warner Park in the state tournament. So there's an umpire right behind that first base bag to signal fair ball. The right fielder fielded it, threw it to first. They noticed that he missed the first base bag, and they ended up touching the first base bag for out number 1. And then Duncan Hansen lined out to the second baseman for out number 2. The first pitch of the at-bat to the 3-hole hitter, the catcher for Omaha Westside, CJ Shockey, is outside 1-0. But Jackson Corey, 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning, going 3 up, 3 down as he fields or delivers a 1-0 fastball low and away. Two balls, no strikes. And the 2-0 offering is outside. 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here in the home half of the first inning. CJ Shockey trying to get a 2-out walk here if he can watch another one go by. Corey delivers from the windup. This one swung on 3-0. It's going to be lifted right side. It's going to stay in play but foul, and the first baseman ranging over into foul territory. Caden Pennings just out of reach of the outstretched mitt of Pennings, and it will be a 3-1 count. CJ Shockey, the green light on 3-0 there.
Don't hate that early on in this one. Arguably the best hitter on this team. If you put him in the 3-hole, you're 2 and you're 3, you're often your better hitters in a lineup. But you got to have base runner stuff. Start a 2-out rally that we see come through so often in this very tournament.
3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the home half of the first inning. Corey delivers from the windup. This one swung on, hit well out to left center field, but the center fielder and left fielder converge. Eventually, Braden Swaney will take charge in center field, and Jackson Corey for Millard South goes 3 up, 3 down, F8 on the 3rd out of the inning. And after 1 full inning of play, Millard South leads number 1 Omaha Westside 3-0 as we enter the top half of the 2nd inning. Wouldn't be surprised to see a new arm on the mound for Omaha Westside when we come back, as it's going to be the leadoff hitter, Braden Swaney, Logan Wick, and Brady Parrish. The top of the order for the Patriots due up in the top of the 2nd inning, and when we come back in 60 seconds.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with E15, how about this? E15
can help you save big at the pump
and save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose E15, there you have them. E15, engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseE15.com to learn more.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
It is indeed a new pitcher for Omaha Westside here in the top half of the second inning as the book is closed on the starter, Ben Weiss. As Millard South, things went perfectly to plan in that top half of the first inning, got 3 runs across and have drove the ace for the Westside Warriors out of the game. And head coach Jason Shockey is going to turn to number 13, Kai Frederick. Frederick, 4-1 on the season, a 2.71 earned run average, and he's going to deal with the top of the Millard South order, as it'll be Braden Swaney who took that 5-pitch walk to start the game. Hits from the left side. Frederick throws from the right side. And so Omaha Westside desperately in need of a clean half inning here defensively. First pitch swung on, hammered out to center field. Center fielder races back. It's going to be a caught ball. Nice job by the Omaha Westside center fielder, Andrew Taggy. He had to run a far ways for that one as Braden Swaney hit it to the start of the warning track, and it snuck into the mitt of Taggy in center field. Great job, not necessarily backpedaling, just turning, drop-stepping, and sprinting towards that center field wall for out number 1.
Love the aggression from Swaney. Put a heck of a swing on it. Most other center fielders, that's going to drop. Taggy did a great job with that first step to go the right direction, caught that ball with a perfect route.
3-0 your score. Millard South in front as the first pitch of the at-bats of the shortstop Logan Wick is outside. Ball 1-1-0. Kai Frederick working with a little bit of pace here from the windup as it's now 2-0 coming after the 1-0 offering is low and away. Scoreboard has it 3-0. I don't think we missed a pitch unless Kai Frederick's working at supersonic speed. It is going to be 3-1, so I stand corrected. I looked down as I marked F8, and Kai Frederick had already thrown a pitch. Here's Frederick's pitch. This one grounder to shortstop, fielded cleanly by Hosey. He comes up with it, fires across the diamond in time for out number 2, 6-3 on the ground out, as that brings up the 3-hole hitter, Brady Parrish. And this is something I talked about in the first inning with Jackson Corey, the Millard South pitcher, getting into a rhythm. We're seeing that through 2 batters. Kai Fredericks delivering a pitch, getting right back on that rubber. We didn't see that from Weiss in the first.
You absolutely didn't, and you credit Frederick, gave up a shot to the first batter, stepped right back in and challenged Wick with everything.
Brady Parrish steps in, takes a called strike over the heart of the plate, 0-1, as Omaha Westside trying to get their bats back to work. They felt like they put a couple of good swings on it, I'm sure, on Jackson Corey, as a off-speed pitch is going to be fanned through for strike 2 by Parrish. And I mentioned they had that nice line drive or hard hit ball down the first base line. Then they lined out to the second baseman. For the most part, some good swings on it in that home half of the first. It just didn't fall their way. The 0-2 pitch is in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. The righty Frederick stands and delivers inside. Ball 2 delivered to the left fielder Brady Parrish, who walked in the first inning, similar to a lot of his teammates in that top half of the first. The 2-2 offering, 2 outs, breaking ball, fouled off to the right side, and we'll do it again at 2-2.
Beautiful day to go for a walk, by the way. Pull us up on your app and put your AirPods in and go for a walk, listen to some state baseball.
That's a great transition there. The 2-2 offering, swung on and missed on the elevated heater, and Westside able to get a clean one after surrendering 3 in the first. Kai Frederick comes in relief of Ben Weiss, and they go 3 up, 3 down. And we have our first strikeout in this one. So there it is. There's your top of the second inning. It comes and goes as we head to the bottom of the second. Omaha Westside, 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the Warriors in the home half of the second. Jackson Corey trots back out to the mound when we return here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
We head to the bottom of the second inning. Nick Sainert, Austin Norman alongside Rudy Graves back in our 93.7 The Ticket studio. 3-0, Millard South, the 8th seed on top of the number 1 seed Omaha Westside Warriors. Got a good one so far in our first game of the day, first of 2 here at Warner Park. We're parked at Warner Park the entire week as a couple of games going on over at Tal Anderson Field, and we'll keep you updated on those as soon as we get updates. The first pitch of the inning to the cleanup hitter for Omaha Westside, Ben Everroad. The left fielder is a ball, 1-0, as Corey from the windup for Millard South turns and fires, and it's going to catch the outside corner, evens it up at 1 ball, 1 strike. And so that's something I will say. I'm aware, we are aware, Lincoln Southwest and Lincoln East are playing over at Tal Anderson as we speak. Or I should say Lincoln Southwest will play. Nice diving stop by the third baseman as he fires it over to first in time. Took away a hit from Ben Everroad. Another good swing put on by Omaha Westside. Just honestly, Austin, a better defensive play.
Good positioning, a little bit further off the line there for McAndrews at third base. Not an easy play to make, ranging into the hole. I'm impressed he was able to get to his feet as quickly as he did and make the throw and not rush it. I think that could be some state tournament experience coming through, Nick, knowing how much time he had.
So 1 out here as the smell of popcorn starts to waft up to our press box windows here at Warner Park as the first pitch of the at-bat to Jacob Schleifer. The third baseman for Omaha Westside is in there for a strike. It was an off-speed pitch that worked from the inside corner down to the heart of the plate, 0-1. Corey takes a breath and fires home. Fastball low, and it'll be ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Jacob Schleifer, the starting third baseman for the Omaha Westside Warriors. Hits from the right side. Jackson Corey throws from that same side as well. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the offering from Corey. Fastball just inside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
I'm curious to see how righties versus lefties pick Corey up. He comes really far close once he gets into his windup. And then to hit that inside part, it's a straight line. But to hit the outside part, he's got to work back across his body a little bit.
Off-speed offering on 2-1 is up and in for a ball, 3 balls, 1 strike. In the home half of the first inning, Omaha Westside, with 2 outs, had a 3-0 count to CJ Shockey. And he ended up swinging on 3-0. And it allowed Corey to stay in his rhythm as that 3-1 pitch almost hit Schleifer, but it is ball 4. And what I was going to say is basically you never know necessarily when a inning could get some momentum, and something even as little as a 2-out walk, especially at a sport like high school baseball at this level, on this stage as well. You never know, lose some command. We'll see now. This is real Jackson Corey's first taste of adversity here in the early going, an inning and a third so far, complete. He's got a runner on first base as Andrew Taggy, the speedy center fielder, steps in, hitting 6th in the Westside lineup. He takes ball 1 up and away, 1-0. Taggy, Kronikin, and Lund are the next 3 hitters for the Westside Warriors. Westside thought that they had a leadoff double off the bat of Braden Hosey, but he missed first base, and Millard South was able to appeal it. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Quick pick over to first base, back in plenty of time, was Schleifer. 3-0 your score. Millard South on top of the Omaha Westside Warriors. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here in the home half of the second. From the stretch, Corey. First time he's had to pitch from the stretch here today. He delivers, it's going to be a fastball up out of the zone, 2-0. And this is what I'm talking about. You put a little bit of traffic on the base paths, and for a pitcher like Jackson Corey, his 9 appearances this year, has issued 16 walks after that walk to Schleifer. He's now down in the count 2-0 to the 6-hole hitter Andrew Taggy. 2-0 offering. Tipped into the glove of the catcher. It's going to be 2 balls, 1 strike.
Elevated fastball that Taggy went after. A little dangerous spot for Corey unless he's going to have guys swing underneath it. That fastball can ride up at the top of the zone. That can work.
2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner at first. The pitch swung on and missed again. Elevated heater, as Austin just mentioned. It looks so good at eye level for these hitters.
So if you're Taggy, you know he's come with that pitch 2 times in a row. Fastball adjust, leave it up, and then see it down if he goes with the breaker.
We'll see if Corey can locate something off speed, low and away. It looks like that's where the catcher Durr is set up. The 2-2 offering is off speed. He was not able to get it to stay in the zone, though. It's going to be full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I like the idea, though. Taggy showed some aggression. Yeah, I was hunting fastball. That time it was a breaking ball, but that breaking ball started over the outer edge before it worked away.
3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Runner at first for Omaha Westside. The 3-2 offering. Runner goes. This one swung on. Flied out to center field. Center fielder racing back. It is hauled in over the shoulder. They're going to have to retreat the runner all the way back from second base to first base. I think he might have. Yes, and once again, how about this? I was just going to say, I think the runner might have missed second base as he tagged, and he went from past second base. So let me explain this just a little clearer here. As that fly ball, Schleifer, who was the runner at first, went all the way to second, past second, because he thought it was going to get over the arm or over the outstretched glove of the center fielder. And when he went back to tag it to first base, you have to touch second base again. He did not. He went from a straight line past second base all the way back to first base. That's the second base running blunder of the early 2 innings for Omaha Westside. And now that ends the inning, as that is out number 3. Out number 2 was on the F8 off the bat of Taggy. It was a well-struck ball, but nonetheless, Omaha Westside leaves another runner on base because of the base running blunders. We go to the top half of the 3rd inning. Due up for Millard South, it's McAndrews, Quakenbush, and Durr. Hitters 4, 5, and 6 in the Patriots lineup when we return.
And no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Imagine if the people who work at your bank or neighbors who could help with a home loan.
Congratulations, you're approved.
Or friends who love to shop local.
Have a good one.
At UBT, who you work with matters just as much as what you're working toward.
Hey, thanks for helping.
That's why your money has more than a banker. It has people. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Another base running blunder for the Omaha Westside Warriors ends their home half of the 2nd inning. Hitters 4, 5, 6 due up for Millard South, as the first pitch is going to be roped through center field. Here to tell you all about it in the top of the 3rd inning, it's Austin Norman.
Thank you very much, Nick. Blake McAndrews ropes that one right back up the middle, and he is aboard for the 2nd time today. Hit by pitch in the 1st. He ended up at 3rd base in that inning. So rather, he came around to score in that inning. So now it brings up Owen Quakenbush. Quakenbush got the first run on the board with a sacrifice fly. 1 pitch, 1 base runner for Millard South. Patriots have been all over the base paths in the early going. Frederick is set. The extreme third base side of the rubber. Quakenbush showed bunt. Believe that was ruled a strike. We had a back pick attempt at first base, but the runner McAndrew back in plenty of time. It was indeed a strike. They do say that he offered at the pitch. Quakenbush, the right fielder, bats left-handed. Frederick, the righty, set at the belt. Kicks and deals. That bunt popped up back to the screen quickly. Quakenbush down 0-2. Not doing his job right now, Nick Sainert. The simple things you're asked to do are the things that can win you games, and not doing them like we've seen from Westside can get you beat.
Now it's going to be interesting to see if they keep that bunt sign on. 0-2, you're down in the count. You got to do your job, but also imagine your 5-hole hitter can put a pretty good swing on it. But Frederick's had pretty good command of the zone, even though he allowed the leadoff single there. Really good swing by McAndrews up the gut. But for the most part, Frederick's done a really nice job commanding the zone and kind of settling Westside into this defensively.
Frederick, after the back pick to first, is set. That pitch misses out. Now 1-2. Been a lot of fastball with breaking balls late in count from Frederick. Went with the fastball there, missed it out. Takes a peek at the runner at first base, comes set. Couple more checks of the runner. Frederick delivers. Breaking ball outside corner. Quackenbush rung up looking for the first out of the frame. Good breaking ball. Spun it off on the backside for Kai Frederick to send Quackenbush down looking. That brings up Carson Durr. Durr was hit by a pitch. Second batter got plunked in that first inning by Weiss. Righty-righty matchup. Frederick on the extreme third base side of the rubber, and Durr's pretty close to that white chalk on the inside of the batter's box. Runner takes off, swing and a miss with a hit and run on, throw down, not in time. That's a stolen base for Blake McAndrews. Great jump. Good throw there by the catcher, Shockey, but McAndrews was off like a bolt.
Yeah, it was a fastball down the heart of the plate. I'm wondering if the red light was on there for Carson Durr, or if I wonder if Greg Geary would like him to maybe put a good swing on that one. I understand it would be technically a hit and run at that point, but nonetheless, you watched a fastball go down Broadway and might not get one better than that in this at-bat.
Runner moves up to scoring position for Durr. Frederick checks McAndrews at second. Breaking ball misses, low and out, 1-1. That selective aggression, I don't think it was a pitch recognition issue necessarily, but understanding what your team wants to accomplish and how you can do your job. Westside very active, trying to keep McAndrews close to second base as the Warriors trail at 3-0 here in the third. Spinner snapped off for a strike, now 1-2 in favor of Frederick. Frederick, good command of the fastball, shown good life on the breaker. He's ahead in the count, 1-2 to Carson Durr. Frederick set as McAndrews dances off second base. High leg kick, fastball misses out, 2-2. Your Carson Durr, something to the right side, ought to score a run. Left field playing plenty deep as well. It's McAndrews at second as Frederick comes set. Gives him a couple peeks. Now he throws back to second base. Frederick saw McAndrews extend that lead by a step, decided to do the inside move and throw to second base, but McAndrews had plenty of time to get back. Here comes Frederick. 2-2 on the way. Kicks and fires. That breaking ball is lined into center field, and it's down for a hit. It drops in front of the center fielder. Here comes McAndrews. He scores easily, and Millard South adds to the lead. It's 4-0 Patriots on the RBI single from Carson Durr.
That was a really nice job by McAndrews at second. He was able to turn around and kind of pivot his feet to look towards center field to know and read that speed and direction of that ball that kept tailing towards the right center gap, and it got down enough. The wind's blowing slightly from right field into center field. Might have helped bring that ball down to the grass out there in center field. A great read and jump by McAndrews at second base. A nice swing put on it as well by Durr.
Leadoff single comes around to score. Frederick deals now to Wyatt Apin. Apin did the bulk of the damage in that first inning. He had the 2 RBI single batting out of the 7th spot. He takes the first pitch for a strike. Apin, the designated hitter today, as Frederick picks over to first. Durr back in plenty of time. Pardon me, we have the courtesy runner over there at first base for the Patriots. It is number 10, Zach Wizarek. Second pitch taken for a strike as well. Now quickly down in the count, 0-2 is Apin. 4-0 Millard South as we play here in the top of the third inning. The 8th-seeded Patriots lead top seed Westside. Breaking ball down and out. Great throw from Shockey on the money in time. And the courtesy runner hosed at second base. Good arm on C.J. Shockey. McAndrews stole the base. Shockey said, one's fine, not giving you a second.
Yeah, really nice job. Got a good pitch to throw on as well. Not a great jump at first base. That ball was right on the money, delivered the mail. And why not? If you're Millard South, try to put another runner in scoring position. Get a base hit away from maybe extending to this lead. But as this one is slammed through the center field, or excuse me, the middle of the infield there for another base hit, 2-out single. So, I mean, you talk about it, right? We talked about, the evolution of baseball. Hypothetically speaking, that runner is able to swipe second base. If he's safe, that's scoring their 5th run of the game.
But instead, it's a measly 2-out single for Wyatt Apin. He's 2 for 2 on the day with a pair of singles. That brings up Caden Pennings. He drew a walk in that first inning. Batting in the 8th spot. Tall, lanky lefty gives the bat a few waggles. Frederick comes set. Speaking over at the runner, Pennings swings through a fastball, 0-1. Kai Frederick really came in and steadied things in that second inning for the Warriors. Allowed a leadoff single, a stolen base, then another single here in this inning. 3 singles led to 1 run as Pennings swings through a breaker. He's now down 0-2. Wouldn't be surprised to see Apin in motion here, Nick, down 0-2. Frederick's gone with the breaking ball. Looks like they're set up that way again. Apin does not go. Pennings swings through a fastball. Fredericks missed his spot, but gets the result he wants anyways. But not before the Patriots put another run on the board. Millard South leads Omaha Westside 4-0. 2.5 complete. Warriors coming to bat, looking for their first run of this state tournament. Back in 60 seconds on the ticket.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with E15, how about this? E15
can help you save big at the pump
and save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose E15, there you have them. E15, engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseE15.com to learn more.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
4-0 Millard South on top of Omaha Westside. Austin Orman, Nick Sainer with you. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. First game of the day here in Class A at Warner Park. We'll bring you another one coming up at noon. Millard South 18-13 on the year, leading 31-3 Omaha Westside through 2.5 frames. Leading off the inning for the Warriors, it'll be the bottom of the order: Kroniken, Lunn, and Hannah. Against Jackson Corey, he's gone 2 strong innings, allowing just 1 hit. Corey's first pitch of the frame, a breaking ball, down 1-0. Kroniken playing second base for the Warriors today. Lunn, the DH in the 8-hole. And Ty Hannah, the shortstop, in the 9. The right fielder in the 9. Another breaker, low and out, 2-0. For Omaha Westside, Nick, I think the game plan is run Corey's pitch count up. He's been around the zone. They've been pretty aggressive early in counts here, but only 1 base runner to show for it. Corey's 2-0. The Kroniken swung on, lifted in the air down the left field line. Left fielder gives it a look, and a couple steps from the foul line, it's hauled in for out number 1. Kroniken took that 2-0 fastball, just got underneath it for the first out. So here's Easton Lunn. Lunn, another righty, doing the designated hitting today. Corey now just over 30 pitches, or just through his 30th pitch, through 2 1/3 innings. Ben Weiss from Westside was over 30 in the first frame. Lunn's ready to go. Corey retoes the rubber. Brings that glove up in front of his face. He's into his windup. High leg kick. Fastball misses low and out. 1-0. Length from starters, always a big deal in the state tournament, Nick, especially early on. The day off on Sunday and the day off on Thursday help with bullpen management, but the more length you can get from your starter, the better positioned you are, especially early in a tournament like this.
Well, now on the flip side, though, also is, I mean, a lot of the things in high school baseball are pitch counts, and you got to be aware of that number. But for Westside, also on the flip side, is You make it, if things don't go your way today, right, then you're sitting there going, okay, when is one of our best pitchers, Ben Weiss, going to be available again? You might have to come all the way up through the losers bracket to get back to where you want to be potentially next week. Weiss might be available more
on Monday
sooner rather than they expected in their initial plan.
Corey's come back from 1-0 with 2 straight fastballs to lead the count 1-2. That time a breaking ball missed out, 2-2. Finding the silver lining around the cloud right now, but this game is certainly far from over. Westside 3-0 in the season series against the Patriots, but it's the Patriots with a 4-0 lead as number 4, Jackson Corey, brings in a 2-2 fastball just off the plate. Count runs full. Braden Hosey led off the game for Westside with what appeared to be a double, but he missed first base and was called out on appeal. Next 3 batters all got out for Westside before Jacob Schleifer drew a walk. But then he was also called out on appeal on a fly ball by Andrew Taggy. Missed first base on the way back. Full count now to Easton Lund doing the DHing. Corey brings it in. Lund swings through a high fastball. He's down on strikes for the second out. Jackson Corey with his first strikeout of the day. Good pitch mix there from Corey, Nick. He mixed it up with both the high fastball and the breaking ball outside. Lund swung through a couple of each.
Yeah, you do. I mean, you look at what Corey's done. Westside also, it's been kind of a tale of 2 different games. On Westside's side, they've had the chance to keep base runners on base.
Hanna just got jammed. He swings at the first pitch, took it off the fist. McAndrews snares the soft liner, and meekly go the Warriors in the third. No runs on no hits. It's to the 4th inning we go. Millard South leading Omaha Westside 4-0 here at Warner Park. Class A state tournament action on 93.7 The Ticket.
Attention, Nebraska sports fans. Are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join up and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard. Guard the good life. If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals in everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
3 innings complete, and it's Millard South on top of Omaha Westside 4-0. I'm Austin Orman to my left, now that you can tell on stream, but he is to my left, Nick Sainert. It'll be 9-1-2, 2 up for Millard South. Gavin Christensen, Braden Swaney, and Logan Witt.
I was saying it at the in the 3rd inning there before they kind of fisted that one for out number 3. It's crazy because it's kind of been a tale of 2 different games. For Millard South, offensively, yeah, they've put some good swings on it, and they deserve to be up 4-0. I'm not getting to that, but they've taken advantage of every opportunity and every mistake that Omaha Westside's made. On the flip side, Westside has had a couple of base runners. They've put some really good swings on it, but their own mental mistakes have taken them out of potentially cutting into this deficit.
Kai Frederick still on the bump for Omaha Westside. He picked up his starter, his ace, Ben Weiss, with a clean 2nd inning, allowed a run in the 3rd. Now good breaking ball that Christensen was way out in front of. Quickly Frederick up 0-2. Don't get many opportunities in the state tournament. When they're gifted to you, can you take advantage of them, and how many can you create? Frederick tries the breaker again. That one way off the plate, 1-2.
But also, if you're Millard South, I mean, that's how you come back and come to a game like this. The team you've lost 2-3 times this season, and potentially number 1.
Frederick gets Christensen waving at a breaker just as far off the plate as the previous one. Christensen down 2nd time today, this time on strikes to lead off the inning. Flip the order back to the top. We're 4 innings in now. The 3rd at bat for Braden Swaney. He walked and scored in the 1st, and hit a rocket to center field that was tracked down by Taggy in the second. Takes a fastball over the outer part, 0-1. Good job by Frederick. 5 pitches in this inning. 4 of them have been from strikes as that one misses just off the plate. Good miss, though, from Frederick, low and out. Quickly to work he goes again. Swaney out in front of that one on the inside part, fouls it down the first base line, 1-2.
Watching these two teams in pregame, Westside had much more swagger than Millard South did. You could tell they came in, they felt good. I mean, as you should. You're 31-3 on the season, but they were playing their own music down on the dugouts. They had some swag in and out. Millard South just stayed in their dugout. They were pretty intent on the mission here. Greg Geary has brought his team here the last couple of seasons. Westside hasn't been here since 2022.
Swaney will poke that one through the right side, headed toward the gap. He's going to take a big turnaround first. He chops about 20 feet past first, and he will hold at first base with a single. Another good piece of hitting from Braden Swaney, down in the count 1-2. He pokes one through the right side, and Braden Swaney's been on it.
And we're going to see now excuse me, that was Swain, not Wick. I miswrote that one. But anyway, now it's going to be the case of, okay, can Frederick do something that, frankly, Weiss and the rest of the Westside Warriors haven't been able to do? Work around damage, right? The one-out single does nothing as long as you can respond and maybe get on top of this hitter, Logan Wick, early.
Wick sacrificed Swaney to second his first at bat, then grounded out to shortstop in the second. He takes a fastball up, 1-0. 4-0 Millard South on top of Omaha Westside. Frederick delivers the 1-0. That one popped up. Converging on it are the center fielder and right fielder. The right fielder takes charge for Omaha Westside. That's Ty Hanna. Pulls it down for the second out.
So there you go. Great response by Frederick. And that's where, once again, you're one pitch away from getting out of this inning, another clean one. You can weather the hits. It's just we saw what happened in that first inning. You give up 5 or 6 walks and free bags and hit by pitches, and it starts to really dogpile and stock up on you.
Parrish drew that second walk of the first inning. He struck out in the second. He comes to bat, 2 outs here in the top of the fourth, takes a breaker over the outer part, 0-1. Frederick's done a good job of stabilizing things for Omaha Westside. Another quick out here, getting his offense back in the box would be ideal for him. Westside, black caps, black tops, white pants. Millard South wearing red hats and helmets with white jerseys, red numbers. Frederick's been pretty concerned about runners over there at first, trying to keep him close, give his catcher with the cannon, C.J. Shockey, a chance. Picks over, but Swaney back in plenty of time. Pitch to Parrish is low. Swaney takes off, and Shockey, as I get done praising the arm, shows it off a little bit too much. Airmailed that one about 6 feet over the head of his middle infielders, and so Braden Swaney with a free 90.
Millard South is kind of in their bag right now. They feel like they have a good read timing-wise on Frederick. That's why it's important for him not to become a robot on that mound, not pausing after he comes set for the same amount of time every pitch. They feel like they have a good read on it, and you have some runs to play with. You're up 4-0. Why not put a guy in scoring position with 2 outs?
Swaney is there with 2 outs, but Parrish is down 0-2. He lifts this one in the air to left. It sends the left fielder back to the track. That ball kept carrying, but it is caught with a crash into the fence in left field. Good piece of hitting by Brady Parrish, but not enough for Millard South to scratch across another run. The 1-out single goes to waste. Westside comes back-to-back in the bottom of the fourth. We're halfway through. It's 4-0 Patriots over the Warriors on 93.7 The Ticket.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with E15, how about this? E15
can help you save big at the pump
and save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose E15, there you have them. E15, engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseE15.com to learn more.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Halfway home, it's Millard South over Omaha Westside 4-0. Austin Orman, Nick Sainer with you. Omaha Westside up to bat here in the bottom of the fourth. Led off by leadoff man Braden Hosey. Shot one down the first base line that looked to be a double, except that he missed first base, leading off the wackiness for Westside in this one. Hosey aggressive, swings over a breaking ball to start the frame. He's down in the count 0-1. It's been a relatively clean 3 innings for Jackson Corey. Nearly allowed that base runner with Hosey. Allowed a walk to Jacob Schleifer, but that was erased on yet another instance of a player missing a base. Hosey lines it down the first base line again, but on the dive, Caden Pennings down the first base line, takes away extra bases from Hosey yet again.
That was a really good piece of hitting. Just got on front of the breaking ball. And this is where, once again, if you command the zone and you allow your defense to work, you can weather you can put some good swings on it if you're an offense, and this is just baseball, right? Jackson Corey's done a really good job managing the zone, giving them pitches to hit, but nothing that's going to be served up too easy to maybe rope into the outfield. And Millard South's done a really good job so far.
Corey back to work as Duncan Hansen rolls over. This one, that'll go 1-3. So 3 pitches and 2 outs here in the frame for Jackson Corey. PFPs come through there. Meek tapper out of Hansen, aggressive early in the count.
Everybody loves a little pitcher's fielding practice. Those PFPs, as you just mentioned, Austin. Good job by Corey. That's the second time we've seen him be able to kind of range over to his left and make a play. But for the most part now, I mean, you blink if you're Omaha Westside, who had a little bit of a powwow over there after the last half inning. They got out of it. Coach Shockey had to talk to him. Now you blink, you're already 2 outs out of the inning.
Here's CJ Shockey, worked a 3-0 count for swinging at a 3-0 pitch and ultimately flying out to center. He takes strike 1, low and out, has a little bit of a conversation with our home plate umpire. Shockey asking if he can get that one in the top half of the inning.
I was going to say, we've been there as catchers. You go, hey, come on now. You're supposed to shrink the zone a little bit for me.
Shockey chops one up the middle. Head down on the ball is the shortstop, Logan Wick. And so a quick inning for Jackson Corey. 6 pitches, and that'll do it for Omaha Westside in the fourth. 4-0 Millard South as we head to the fifth in the Class A State Baseball Tournament from Warner Park on the ticket.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Sandhills Global is growing right here in Lincoln. With our expanding campus and continued growth, we're hiring across a wide range of careers, from interns to experienced professionals. Join the team at Sandhills Global and build your career with competitive pay, great benefits, and real opportunities to grow. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today. That's sandhills.jobs.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Here we are at Warner Park. Beautiful day for baseball. It's always a beautiful day when you start state baseball week, but it is 70, slightly breezy, and not a cloud in the sky. Austin Orman, Nick Sainer with you as Millard South leads Omaha Westside 4-0 into the fifth. Leading off for the Patriots, it'll be Blake McAndrews. He's reached twice, first on a hit by pitch, and then he singled leading off the third inning. He would come around to score on an RBI single from Carson Durr. McAndrews, Quackenbush, and Durr due up here for the Patriots, the 8th seed, with a 4-0 lead on the first-seeded Warriors.
Westside with just 1 hit on the day.
And McAndrews is going to get his second. Took the Warriors by surprise. The third baseman, Schleifer, was not ready for it. McAndrews lays down a perfect bunt And for the second time in as many at-bats, he's on to begin a frame.
Yeah, notice that the third baseman, Scheifler for Omaha Westside, was playing even with the bag. Great job. And that's something you have to also mention. One thing to remember, a lot of these guys nowadays they play on turf where the ball bounces a little bit more. Maybe with the natural grass that they have here at Warner Park, that ball's going to slow down a little bit using that infield. And so we'll see. Good job there by the leadoff hitter.
Quackenbush squares to bunt. He pops that one up, falls harmlessly to the grass down the third base side, down 0-1. Quackenbush today has an RBI on a sacrifice fly in the first. He was rung up looking in the third.
Well, you remember just his last at-bat in that third inning, they got a similar situation. McAndrews got on base with a leadoff single. He then ended up having to steal second base because Quackenbush, unable to do his job and get the bunt down, he ended up having a backwards K, a looking strikeout there, like you mentioned. Bad at bat 2 innings ago. See if he can maybe do his job this time around in the fifth.
Quackenbush, the tall lefty right fielder, squares to bunt again. He pulls back as the breaking ball missed high. Count evens up 1-1. 4-0 feels like a big lead the way Omaha Westside has, or more accurately, hasn't been swinging it. But we've seen one seeds come back from bigger in this very tournament. There's a pretty good bunt by Quackenbush. At the very least, he'll do his job. But instead, we have our home plate umpire waving his hands.
They're saying it hit him outside the box.
That looked pretty clean from here.
It had the ball had some funky English on it.
He's saying his foot was out of the box?
So the home plate umpire he literally pointed to a spot outside of the batter's box in between the edge of home plate and the faded white line of the batter's box and said that that's where his foot was and that the ball hit him outside the batter's box as well. And so, man, once again, that's the first real mistake, though, that we've seen from Millard South, though, offensively today.
Westside catches a bit of a break. Runner McAndrews will head back to first base. Allowed to remain on the base paths, just the batter Quackenbush is called out. So here's Carson Durr with one out. He had a one-out RBI single that pushed McAndrews across in the third.
Now on a 1-0 pitch, you're probably guessing fastball. I'd be surprised to see McAndrews try to swipe second base here, but we'll see what the call is.
McAndrews does not go. Fastball misses out, 2-0.
Because now you're kind of in the same spot you were in the third inning, where McAndrews swiped second base and ended up coming around to third to score on a single by Carson Durr with one out. But McAndrews now occupying first base with a 2-0 count.
Righty-righty matchup between Frederick and Durr. Frederick is either hearing us or we're on the same wavelength as he picks over to first in an attempt to keep McAndrews close. McAndrews gets his lead again as Frederick comes set. Frederick delivers. Durr shoots that one down the right field line, twisting into the stands and foul. I would say into the stands, except there's netting that far. So would have been a souvenir ball. How long ago did they add? That's just within the last few years, right?
This is the second season. So, start of the season in 2025, major and minor league baseball, they had the rule where nets had to be extended all the way to the foul poles.
Keeps the ball in play now, 2-1 to Durr. 2-1 taken, breaking ball on the outside. Shockey hoses McAndrews. A little miscommunication there, a lack of understanding of what they wanted to accomplish. McAndrews was out by 15 feet.
So here's the thing. I'm reading the body language from the third base coach for Millard South, and I think a hit and run was supposed to be on there because McAndrews on the 2-1, he stopped halfway to second base because he looked back to make sure, hey, if he swings, I need to know if the ball is up in the air, I got to retreat, or if it's on the ground and I'm good to go. And Durr just did not swing.
Durr left his runner out to dry. I have a hard time blaming him, though, Nick, as that breaking ball that he let go was way in that left-handed batter's box. Durr ends up drawing the walk. He'll be replaced by Zach Wizarek, who got thrown out stealing in the third after Durr's RBI single. That's a tough one in the hitter's position. Like, coach, I can't make contact with that one. Coach is going to tell him, yeah, but we put the hit and run on. You got to protect your runner.
And you still got to try to just swing, right?
Something with an extra strike to get.
Yeah, and something to distract the catcher behind the dish.
So Durr does reach on the walk. There are now, though, 2 outs in the inning as Frederick brings a fastball across to jump ahead in the count 0-1 on Wyatt Apin.
What about this for our first game of the day? A couple of times the runners have missed bags and have been thrown out. Good awareness, not only by the dugout, but also by the defense to look and make sure that they're touching every single bag. Then we get a batter called out because a ball hit him outside the batter's box. It's just been a funky game to start our state tournament here.
That one hit sharply by Wyatt Apin. He'll have his third single of the day. Station to station go the Patriots. So now 2 on and 2 out for Caden Pennings.
Talk about the evolution of baseball. You wonder if Carson Durr is able to do his job, get McAndrews over to second base safely potentially, or McAndrews, we can also say this, just runs, right? Like you just don't stop halfway, 45 feet past each bag on your route to second base. That potentially scores him at second. We're talking a 5-0 game.
Instead, it's up to Caden Pennings if the Patriots want to score. He's 0 for 1 with the walk today. Struck out his last at bat. That one flared to left. Is it going to hang up? It will. And Westside retires the Patriots. No damage done despite 3 different base runners. So Millard South scoreless in the 5th. Omaha Westside looks to get on the board in the home half of the frame. We'll tell that action to you next. Class A State Tournament 93.7 The Ticket.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Attention, Nebraska sports fans. Are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join up and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard. Guard the good life.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
4-0 Millard South over Westside. Game 1 of the day in the Class A State Baseball Tournament from Werner Park. Austin Orman, Nick Sainert here with you. For Omaha Westside, it'll be Ben Everode, Jacob Schleifer, and Andrew Taggy, 4, 5, 6 in the Warriors lineup. Getting late, but not over yet. Still 3 cracks at it for the Warriors. 31-3 on the year, 3-0 against Millard South, but struggling to generate much offense against Jackson Corey. Corey has yet to reach 50 pitches in this game. First pitch to Everode, fastball out, 1-0. Got to have some selective aggression here, I think, for Westside, Nick, where you don't want to just keep the bat on your shoulder, rely on Corey missing, but you got to make sure you can try to drive that pitch count up there as that one smacked down the third baseline, twisted just foul off the bat of Everode, just hooked it.
Yeah, great job by, by Corey on the bump. Just keeping him off balance. So 1-0 off speed, was out in front. If that's a fastball, that might be slapped up the middle for a base knock. Instead, it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Corey brings home that 1-1, a fastball fouled off the hands by Everode, 1-2.
Westside's only had 1 base runner all day, and it was back in the second inning where Schleifer walked with 2 outs, with 1 out rather, and then was doubled up because he forgot to touch second base on his way back to first on a tag play. It's the only time we've seen Corey work out of the stretch today.
It was for about 4 pitches at that. Corey wears number 4. Brings it home, foul tip, squeezed by the catcher, Durr, and Everode is down on strikes to lead off the frame.
Great job by Durr. Strong with that forearm, strong with that wrist. Nice work behind the dish by the future Maverick of Nebraska Omaha.
Corey mixed it up as well with the breaking ball down, the breaking ball out, then went to the elevated fastball to finish him off. So here is Jacob Schleifer. He is that 1 base runner that Nick just told you about with that walk in the second. Corey's fastball paints the outside edge, strike 1. It's a great spot there for Corey. Not much Schleifer will be able to do with that except poke it through the other way. Corey working quickly. Comes set, he threw his windup. That fastball just off the plate, 1-1. Dangerous to leave something over the heart of the plate, Nick, but we haven't seen either side work much of the inside half of the plate so far. Corey back to work, brings a breaking ball into the lefty batter's box, 2-1.
I would say we saw Weiss to start for Westside try to establish that inner part of the plate, but he actually kind of ran in and clipped a couple of guys. And so quickly you resort to the outside part of the plate.
Corey down in the count, 2-1, brings it home to Schleifer. That's a better located pitch, 2-2.
We're starting to see, from our vantage point right behind home plate, we're starting to see Carson Durr slowly start to creep farther and farther outside, which just gives Jackson Corey on the mound more confidence. See if he can get a strike three call here on 2-2.
Corey's 2-2 brought in up and in with a fastball, 3-2. ABS automated balls and strikes in place at Warner Park, but not for the Class A tournament or the Class B tournament. Which, speaking of, we're excited, of course, to bring you all the Class A and B action from here at Warner, as well as the Class C state championship game 1 week from today. Corey into his wind with the count full. Fastball taken low, and so Jacob Schleifer, no official at-bats, but he has drawn a pair of walks. He's aboard with a one-out walk for the second time today, bringing up Andrew Taggy, who flew out to center field. Schleifer was on the move, and he missed second base on his way back to first after the snag by Swaney, and so he was doubled up. Taggy made a nice running catch off the bat of Swaney in the second inning for the first out. Righty-righty matchup. Corey tries the same spot he did for ball 4, and hey, same result, ball 1. Corey's doing a good job of living pretty well below the zone, Nick, you know, thighs and down, except when he chooses to elevate that fastball late in counts. That one popped up, skied to the right side. A trio of Patriots give it a run. Over to make the catch, a step onto the outfield grass is the second baseman, Gavin Christensen, for the second out.
Yeah, really good job of communicating there by in the Bermuda Triangle, we call it, where the second baseman, as you mentioned, Christensen, the first baseman, Pennings, and even the right fielder, Quakenbush, kind of all converged on one area behind first base. Great job by Christensen. Made the right call. That's the second baseman's ball every day at the yard and for out number 2.
Would have been a tough one for Quackenbush to get to, playing as far off the line and deep as he is. So great hustle from Christensen to make his way over there. So Corey from the stretch delivers now to Kronikin. That one slapped up the middle and just into center field. It snuck under the glove of Wick. And so for the first time today, there's a West Side Warrior in scoring position. It comes with 2 outs as Kronikin slaps one up the middle for a single. Schleifer moves up to second base. And now Easton Lund steps to the plate in that right-handed batter's box, attempting to get his team on the board here in the state tournament.
How about this? The first 4 hitters, the top 4 hitters in that West Side lineup, 0 for 8 combined. That was just the second hit of the game for Omaha Westside.
2 on and 2 out for Lund as Corey peers into the mid of Durr for the sign. He comes set, gives a check to Schleifer at second base. That one swung on, popped up again. Christensen appears to be camped underneath it. One-handed squeeze, and Jackson Corey works out of the most trouble he's faced all day in one pitch with a pop out to the second baseman. To the 6th inning we go. It's Millard South on top of Omaha Westside 4-0. You're listening to Class A State Baseball on 93.7 The Ticket.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with E15, how about this? E15
can help you save big at the pump
and save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose E15, there you have them. E15, engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseE15.com to learn more.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
4-0 Millard South over Westside as we enter the sixth inning. Kai Frederick has given Omaha Westside some good length. He's thrown 4 strong innings, back out there for his 5th. I'm Austin Norman to tell you more about the 6th inning. Nick Sainer.
Thank you, Austin. It's the top of the 6th inning, 4-0 Millard South on top of Omaha Westside. You look at that score bug out in left center field, a new scoreboard, new video board, I should say, here at Warner Park this season for the Storm Chasers as the first pitch of the top of the 6th is grounded to Hosey. He bobbles it as Hosey unable to make the play. That should go, I would imagine, as a hit. He had a range pretty far to his left. It's probably one that Hosey would tell you he expects to make, but nonetheless, the leadoff runner aboard here in the top of the 6th inning for the Millard South Patriots, and they did mark it as an error. And so Christensen gets on base via the E6, and that is a base runner here for the Patriots in the top of the top of the 6th, rather, as Frederick hits Swaney on the first pitch of the at-bat. And before I could even finish talking about Christensen, Braden Swaney gets on base via a hit by pitch. And now runners on first and second for the Pats here in the top of the 6th inning. 4-0 Millard South on top of number 1 Omaha Westside. Coach Shockey stands out of the dugout, tells his defense to align a certain way. Pitching from the stretch is Frederick, who came in relief of Weiss after just 1 inning after he surrendered 3 runs. They're going to show bunt. One thing to watch Omaha Westside rather is doing defensively. They're doing what they call a wheel play, where they're going to motion the fielders as Millard South is going to attempt to sacrifice runners over. The third baseman will crash as the shortstop Hosey will rush over to third base, and they're going to try to get the force out at third if it's possible. Now they pick back to second, back in time, and they call it the wheel play because basically if Wick is doing his job as the batter here, he's going to bunt it down the third base line because normally that would vacate the third baseman from that third base bag, and the entire infield will just turn like a wheel in towards third base side. And so on the 0-1 pitch, it's going to be a strike called yet again. I think it should be
0-2.
0-2.
If I'm Wick, I have a bit of a gripe with that call. Seemed like that was a little up and a little out.
Runners on first and second. No balls, 2 strikes. The corners are slightly in, playing on the cut of the grass here at Warner Park. The 0-2 pitch, outside, 1-2. That one looked very similar to that 0-1 offering, yet that one's called a ball by our home plate umpire.
And what a difference count leverage that makes, too. If it's 1-1 and that pitch is there, 2-1, you still have at least one more opportunity, to get the bunt down before you might take it off. I know Wick is showing, but 2 strikes, it's do or die with the bunt.
Great job by Logan Wick. He gets that bunt down, a risky throw across the first baseline, but a great job by the second baseman for Omaha Westside, Liam Kronikin, as he's able to kind of climb the ladder and grab that throw from the pitcher, Frederick. And a better job on 1 and 2. Logan Wick does his job. He sacrifices his at-bat for the second time today, and that will remove both runners over, and 2 are now in scoring position with just 1 out.
For one of the better hitters in the state here in Brady Parrish, big, strong lefty.
Brady Parrish on the day, 0 for 2. He walked back in the first, came around to score. Here's the pitch. It's a breaker, and it stays up and away, 1-0. Inning started on an error by the shortstop Hosey for Westside as that allowed Christensen to reach, and then a hit by pitch. And a sacrifice moved those 2 runners over, second and third. The infield is playing in as this one slapped foul to the third base side. Evens up the count at 1 ball apiece, 1 strike.
If you're Frederick, you really want to work down here. Get something on the ground, give your infielders a chance to look the runner back to third base and go to first. If you're Parrish, you're looking for something up that you can get in the air for a sac fly or better.
Both Christensen and Swaney can run well, so you'd imagine a base knock to that outfield grass will put 2 more runners across for Millard South. As that ball is up and away for ball 2, 2-1. It is important to note, we do have, in high school now, they have the dugout to catcher communication devices. So the walkie-talkies, an earpiece, it's the one-way communication. And so there's no more getting signs from the dugout and then putting a couple of fingers down. It's more so, here's your sign and here's some numbers. All right, infielders are in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hosey is in the middle. They might have caught him kind of picking signs. That ball is up and away for a ball, 3-1. As they called a mound visit, catcher, shortstop, and pitcher had a quick conversation. Hosey is in the middle of, or right in front of Swaney at second base. They might have thought that Millard South could see some signs. This one's roped into right center field, and that's going to find the gap. 2 runs will easily score. Rounding first and gliding into second with a stand-up double is Brady Parrish as he hammered a 3-1 offering off the right arm of Frederick into the right center field gap, and Millard South extends their lead. It's now 6-0. Millard South on top of number 1 Westside.
Textbook hitting there from Brady Parrish. Worked the count to 3-1. Frederick lost a bit of his command, got a fastball at 3-1, turned on it into the gap, gave both runners plenty of time to score. Big swing and a big moment there from Brady Parrish, extending it to a 6-0 lead for the 8 seed in the 6th.
We have a new arm on the mound. We'll step aside, come back and tell you about it as Westside trails 6-0 in the top of the 6th inning here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Imagine if the people who work at your bank were neighbors who could help with a home loan.
Congratulations, you're approved.
Or friends who love to shop local.
Have a good one.
At UBT, who you work with matters just as much as what you're working toward. Hey, thanks for helping. That's why your money has more than a banker. It has people. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back in. It's Warner Park here as number 8 Millard South on top of number 1 Omaha Westside by a score of 6-0. As a new arm is on the mound for the Omaha Westside Warriors, replacing Kai Frederick, who came in and was able to steady the ship for about 4 innings, 4 1/3. The new arm on the bump, it's going to be righty throwing Easton Shockey, a 3-1 record on the year in 11 appearances. This is his 12th of the season, a 2.26 earned run average for Easton Shockey. He'll step in and face the heart of the order, Blake McAndrews, after the 2 RBI double by Brady Parrish. He stands at second base with 1 out in the top of the 6th. 6-0, Millard South on top. The righty-righty matchup. First pitch from Shockey is in there for a strike, and it's 0-1.
McAndrews had a good day. Hit by pitch, a couple of singles, and a nice diving stop that snuffed out an early Westside rally.
No balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. They quick pick it back to second base. Back in plenty of time was Parrish, and McAndrews will give his base runner some time as he steps out of the box and steps back in. From the stretch, the 0-1 offering from Shockey. It's on the way, and it hits him. It was a breaker that it looked like it'd be a slider, a wannabe slider, I should say, as they tried to work it on the inner half, a front door slider, and it just didn't work back far enough. And so now runners on first and second, and it's going to be Owen Quakenbush. 8 hits on the day for Millard South. Just 1 on the morning for Omaha Westside. This first pitch of the at-bat to the right fielder is going to be fisted off to the right side. Foul, 0-1.
Pitching backwards, starting off with the breaking ball. Hit a guy with it. I like the confidence to go right back to it to start off the next at-bat.
Easton Shockey, the pitcher, in relief of Kai Frederick, who is in relief of Ben Weiss. Here's the pitch. It's going to be fisted. It's a hauled in by the second baseman, a doubling him up at first base. as it was a bad read by McAndrews, the base runner at first base. The second baseman for Omaha Westside, Liam Kronikin, was able to field it on top of his shoelaces, and he was able to just flick it over to first base in time for outs number 2 and number 3. And so Easton Shockey comes in and limits the damage. However, a nice 2 RBI double by Brady Parrish scores 2 for Millard South. 1 runner left on base. They lead at 6-0 as we enter the bottom of the 6th inning here on the ticket.
In communities like ours, local relationships still matter. At Insight Partners, we believe we are better together. That's why insurance agencies across the Midwest have joined Insight Partners to better serve local customers and communities with all their insurance needs. From personal to commercial or specialty insurance, your local Insight Partners team is here to help protect what matters most. Insight Partners, better together. Learn more at myinspartners.com.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with E15, how about this? E15
can help you save big at the pump.
And save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose E15, there you have them. E15, engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseE15.com to learn more.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
We head to the bottom of the 6th inning here at Warner Park. Nick Sainert alongside Austin Orman. Millard South, the number 8 seed, is leading number 1 Omaha Westside 6-0 as we enter the home half of the 6th inning. And for Millard South, you're looking at it. Jackson Corey has done well today. 5 innings of scoreless baseball on the mound. Millard South has some guys lightly playing catch out in that center field bullpen, but right now you're riding the Jackson Corey horse as he delivers strike 1, 0-1 to Ty Hanna, the number 9 hole hitter, the starting right fielder for Omaha Westside. If you're Millard South and head coach Greg Geary, you're sitting there going, you're 6 outs away. You just need to find some arms that can get you 6 outs as this 0-1 fastball on the outer part is slapped right but foul, and it'll be 0-2. Jackson Corey done a really nice job of getting on top of hitters, and here he is again, 0-2 to the first hitter of the bottom of the 6th inning.
I have Corey at just under 65 pitches through 5 innings. That is elite efficiency. If you're a pitcher, you're aiming for 12 to 15 pitches per inning. According to my math, Corey's at less than 13.
Oh, no balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fastball just outside, but that's where we saw Carson Durr start to continue to move farther and farther outside. Now he understands, okay, where's the edge of that outer part of the plate that I'm going to be able to get for a called strike. He moves slightly in and closer to the plate now. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hanna. The pitch, breaking ball, fouled back to the back of the nets, and it'll be another 1-2 offering coming up. So just to give you an idea, if you pitch let's say he finishes at 90 pitches, that would require Jackson Corey to have 3 days of rest, which you do the math, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, he'd be available for potentially a semifinal Tuesday or quarterfinal Tuesday. This one roped into left center field off the bat of Ty Hanna, but tracking it down is the center fielder in plenty of time in that left center gap where it actually does get a little deeper. That wall cuts out. If you've never been to Warner Park in left center field, it creates a little bit more room to work with for those outfielders, and that's out number 1 on the fly out to the center fielder.
Well, it's worth mentioning again in light of the pitch count, Corey could come back Tuesday, assuming he finishes this game at under 90 pitches, which seems very likely at this point, plus an off day on Thursday, which means you'd have him for about 30 pitches on Wednesday if you wanted for a potential appearance then on Friday in a state championship game.
Yep.
First pitch fouled back to the screen by Hosey as well there, 0-1.
No balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the half of the 6th inning. The pitch from Corey. Inside corner, it clipped it, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. We talked about it a few moments ago, trying to establish that inner part of the plate. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the home half of the 6th inning. Corey from the windup. The pitch. Up and away to Hosey, 1-2. 7-inning ball game. It's what we play here in high school. So you're looking at, for Millard South, you are 5 outs away from upending number 1 Westside. Double elimination tournament. Here's the 1-2 offering. Just outside to the shortstop, Hosey, and it's even at 2-2.
Give the batter credit for a great eye. Give the pitcher credit for hitting his spot. Make it tough on the ump.
6-0, Millard South on top of Omaha Westside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. It's 6-0, Millard South. From the windup, here is the pitch from Jackson Corey. Swung on, fouled back just to our left side. It hits the press box, coming back down and into the stands to our left. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. We'll do it again. Bottom of the 6th inning.
Fan had an opportunity to go full Nick Sainert at open practice yesterday.
Yeah. He did not, though. He didn't answer the call.
Did not.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Just fought off to the left side yet again by Hosey, and we'll lace him up, do it again. Obviously a big day. So we'd normally have 4 games today. All Class A games would be at Warner Park, but the Omaha Storm Chasers are in town this week. Normally that's not the case, and that allows Warner Park to be fully opened up. But in fact, fun fact, Max Anderson and the Toledo Mud Hens are back in town for the AAA affiliate of the Detroit Tigers. Also one of the top prospects in Major League Baseball, Max Clark, is here in Omaha playing for the Toledo Mud Hens. But because of that, only 2 games at Warner, 2 at Tal Anderson Field. I know there's been a couple of questions of why we're not at Tal Anderson Field. Maybe when time permits, we'll be able to explain that a little bit more in depth. We'd love to be at Tal Anderson Field today. On the left side, it's popped into the left field area and ranging over, camping under it, the left fielder Brady Parrish for out number 2. And so a good fight in the at-bat by Braden Hosey, but nonetheless, out number 2 for Omaha Westside. 6-0 your score. A couple of things went into it. We can go and dive into it lightly here. First off, we'll be parked at Warner Park the rest of the week. A lot of the every Class A game after today is played here at Warner Park. Also, from a broadcasting experience and listenership experience over the radio, that is, Tal Anderson Field's windows do not open up. It sounds like you're broadcasting in an elevator shaft. And on top of that, they don't offer the necessary plugins for state baseball to get connected to the PA system, to crowd noise. They have all that in play for when the Omaha Mavericks play there, but they don't turn them on for when high school baseball plays there. And so from a broadcasting experience, listening over the radio for something that's as long and thorough as a baseball game can be, from a listenership standpoint, it was just the better call to be here at Warner Park. And we'll keep you updated as much as we know from the going on at Tal Anderson Field. We'll keep you updated as best we can. But after today, every Class A and Class B game will be here at Warner Park. It's just because of the Storm Chasers being in town that the schedule's a little different than it is in years past. 3 balls, 1 strike going on right now to Duncan Hansen. 2 outs here in the home half of the 6th inning. It's 6-0 Millard South. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. And that's strike 2. I'll also add on here, and we have a really good relationship with the NSAA, and we do a lot of work, a lot of hard work throughout state basketball, state baseball, state football as well. And there's something to also be said about, there's a lot of broadcast crews that come to Warner Park, and if we can park ourselves here for an entire week, we get the same booth every single day, and the NSAA works really well with us. If we're going back and forth, we might be set outside, and we've called a couple of games outdoors, and you never know about the weather, especially in May, that is. You don't know what the weather's going to do. And so there's a couple of things that went into our decision just to be at Warner Park.
Update
today.
from Tal, by the way. Grand Island over Lincoln East 3-2 right now.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Speaking of 3-2, swung on and missed. Inning-ending strikeout. Jackson Corey continues to dominate on the mound for Millard South, as that is now 6 innings of shutout baseball. It's 6-0 as we head to the top of the 7th inning, the last inning in this one. Millard South will send hitters 6, 7, and 8 to the plate as they are 3 outs away from upending number 1 Westside in the 7th inning. We'll step aside, come back in 60 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
In communities like ours, local relationships still matter. At Insight Partners, we believe we are better together. That's why insurance agencies across the Midwest have joined Insight Partners to better serve local customers and communities with all their insurance needs. From personal to commercial or specialty insurance, your local Insight Partners team is here to help protect what matters most. Insight Partners, better together. Learn more at myinspartners.com.
Imagine if the people who work at your bank were neighbors who could help with a home loan.
Congratulations, you're approved.
Or friends who love to shop local.
Have a good one.
At UBT, who you work with matters just as much as what you're working toward. Hey, thanks for helping. That's why your money has more than a banker. It has people. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back in. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Just a programming note. Adam Carricker will have the 11 o'clock hour with a very special guest who's in town for a comedy show. Here, he'll be on with Adam around 11 a.m. As soon as we're done here, the timing should match up pretty well here as we enter the 7th inning. This first one swung on, lined out to right field. It's a really good swing put on by, I believe that's Carson Durr. It is, but it's right at the right fielder for out number 1, L9 on the put out. Now, one thing I'll mention also that our next game will start at noon, and that'll feature a 4-seed and a 5-seed. The Creighton Prep Junior Jays up against the Millard North Mustangs. A lot of future college talent in that one that we're excited to see on hand. This one grounded. The second pitch of the inning, fielded cleanly by Hosey, fired across the diamond in time. 2 pitches, 2 outs for Easton Shockey on the bump. And the top of the 7th is going by in a blink of an eye, 2 outs. That brings up Caden Pennings. Pennings, the first baseman, hitting under 200 today. He walked back in the first. Since then, struck out swinging and lined out to the left fielder. Here's the first pitch of the at-bat, in there for a strike, 0-1. That probably was one that Pennings wanted to swing at, but you never want to surrender the 3-pitch inning, and he let that one go by. The 0-1 pitch swung on. This one's popped up. It will stay in play. The third baseman and Hosey, the shortstop, range over. Hosey calls off his third baseman, and how about that? A 4-pitch inning for Omaha Westside in the top half of the 7th inning, and Millard South 3 outs away from upending number 1 Westside here in the home half of the 7th inning. Can Jackson Corey trot out to the mound and complete this complete game shutout? We find out when we come back here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals in everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Alrighty, so Jackson Corey trots back out there for Millard South to see if he can complete the complete game shutout here, as he has allowed no runs, just 1 hit to the number 1 Omaha Westside Warriors. Corey came into this game 3-3 on the year. This is his 10th appearance of the season, a 3.38 earned run average, but yet he's been able to slam the door on Westside. This one's hammered out to left field on the first pitch of the inning. and it's going to hold up just shy of the warning track. A good swing there by C.J. Shockey, the third hitter in the Westside lineup. 3-4-5 due up in this bottom of the seventh inning, as that one was a fly out to the center, or rather left fielder for out number one. That brings up Ben Everroad, the left fielder, cleanup hitter, hits from the right side against the righty arm of Jackson Corey with one out in the bottom of the seventh. 6-0, Millard South. The first pitch of the at-bat, outside, ball one. Nick Sainert, Austin Orman with you. Appreciate you guys joining us for game one of our state baseball coverage. We'll have game two starting around noon between Millard North and Creighton Prep, and then we're done for the day, as we'll turn our attention to obviously old school from 3 to 6 p.m. Austin will be back in town for that one, and then we will anxiously and excitedly watch Nebraska softball this evening against South Dakota. The 1-1 offering from Corey to the righty hitter Everroad. Breakers line down the left field line. That's going to drop in for a hit inside that third base line. Rounding first and trotting into second is going to be Everroad with a stand-up double. And that's really the first time that hitters 1 through 4 in the lineup. First off, that's the first base runner for hitters 1 through 4 in the Omaha Westside order. But also, that's the first time really that they've been able to put a good swing on it. And Everroad will now occupy second base.
Yeah, hit about 200 feet there down the left field line, tucked it just inside. Kicked off the corner. New dimensions here for these outfielders as well, but didn't get far enough away for Everroad to try to stretch it into a triple. And hey, how about this? He hit first base. It's a little thing sometimes for Westside that they're learning in game.
6-0 your score. Millard South on top. Runner at second is Everroad. First pitch, the at-bat to the 5-hole hitter. Jacob Schleifer is outside, 1-0. They appealed down to first, and the first base umpire said that Schleifer did not go around. That is something we're going to have to talk about in depth, is the new thing that they're doing down in the low levels of minor league baseball, where they have cameras helping out with the check swing appeals. And similar to ABS, they have cameras all over the place now at these ballparks that just determine whether or not the barrel of the bat actually broke the plane of the plate. And it's going to be a fascinating thing to kind of watch evolve throughout minor and Major League Baseball. 2-0 offering from Jackson Corey. Fouled off the end. Back to the screen. It's going to be 2 balls and 1 strike now coming up for Jacob Schleifer.
And if you're Corey, yeah, you did just give up that double, but you know you've been cruising. That run means next to nothing. Obviously, you got to play out the game. There's no clock in baseball. But if you're Corey, you just got to keep pumping the zone at this point.
2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Corey from the stretch. Low in the dirt. Good stop behind the plate by Durr. And it's 3-1. That's another thing. I mean, we talked about it in the early going of this one, where Jackson Corey didn't have to go out of the stretch very often. Now here in the bottom of the 7th, he has to. There just hasn't been a lot of traffic on the base paths for Omaha Westside today. The 3-1 pitch as Corey looks the runner back to second base. He looks back again and now fires home. And it's just outside, ball 4. And now Westside has runners on first and second with 1 out here in the home half of the 7th. They have a couple of arms getting warm in that Millard South bullpen out in center field. And that brings up Andrew Taggy, the center fielder. And it looks like we're going to have a conversation on the mound. I mean, I know you want to ride the horse, but also depending on where the pitch count is at, that's the conversation, because you don't want to make him unavailable for Tuesday just to keep him to finish this game. You don't want to have to burn another day. And the pitch count parameters, I will say, is if you throw less than 30 pitches, you do not need a day's rest. If you go between 31 and 50, it's a day. 51 and 70 is 2 days. 71 and 90 pitches is 3 days, and 91 to 110 pitches is 4 days. Now, part of that rule is if it's at that 110 mark, you can finish the batter, and you just can't go more than 110 pitches. They're going to keep Jackson Corey in the game, though, with runners on first and second. Stepping up to the plate, it's Andrew Taggy. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. Swung on, grounder to second. It's hard enough. Now it's off the foot of the second baseman, Christensen. He taps his chest looking at Corey. Corey says, hey, let's just all calm down. We're good. let's calm down. It's still a 6-0 lead for Millard South, but an error by Christensen. I think he realized that one's hit hard enough. We might be able to turn two. Andrew Taggy runs pretty well out of the box, but yet you'd like to get the force out at second base. Nonetheless, bases are now juiced with one out here for Omaha Westside.
Taggy got a pretty good piece of that one. Not ideal launch angle, but it might have hit the lip and taken a bit of a funny hop there on Christensen at a high velocity. Fortunate for his team in preserving the shutout that it stayed on the infield and keeps the double play in order.
This one's lined out to right field. It's going to be down, and that will score one run. Station to station they go as that one was fisted into the shallow right field area. And Westside is finally on the board here in the bottom of the seventh inning. They now trail 6-1 after the RBI single by Liam Kronikin.
Station to station, probably smart. Wasn't hit very deep. No reason to risk it with one out. Keep the line moving as best you can if you're Westside.
That brings up Easton Lund, the designated hitter. Righty-righty matchup. Bases are still loaded. One out in the bottom of the seventh inning. Jackson Corey still on the bump. He's pitching out of the windup where he's been all day long. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Fly ball. Foul to the right side. It's out of play into the Millard South student section. And that's 0-1. Good job, Jackson Corey. Just got to do what he's done the entire day so far. Just get back on that rubber and settle in, fire in strikes. Let your defense work despite the error that just occurred a couple of batters ago. Jackson Corey out of the windup. No balls, one strike. Here's the pitch from Corey. Breaking ball, grounded left side. It's through for a base hit. That's going to be down the third base line. Two runners will score. They fire it into third, and runners at second and third now for Omaha Westside in the bottom of the seventh inning. It's 6-3 after the 2 RBI double by the designated hitter, the 8-hole batter, Easton Lund, and Jackson Corey's day is about to be done. A really nice job of hitting by Easton Lund as he took that front door breaking ball, jumped on it early, and was able to hammer it, kind of slap it down that third base line. It got out of the out of reach of the outstretched glove of the third baseman McAndrews over there at third base. Kronikin is able to advance 180 feet from first to third, and Easton Lund strolls into second base with a 2 RBI double. With one out in the bottom of the seventh inning, it's a new pitcher on the mound for Millard South. We'll step aside, come back in 60 seconds, and tell you about the arm when we return on The Ticket.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with E15, how about this? E15
can help you save big at the pump.
And save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose E15, there you have them. E15, engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseE15.com to learn more.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back in to Warner Park as Jackson Corey's day is done. And it was a really efficient day for Jackson Corey as he had 6 shutout innings, but Westside's been able to kind of put some things together. An error by the second baseman Christensen. It's now 6-3 in the bottom of the seventh inning. New pitcher on the bump for Millard South is going to be number 24, Preston Barber, making his 9th appearance of the season, a 3-1 record, 2.71 earned run average. He's struck out 22 and walked 15 batters. He's faced 127 batters here this season. Now, for Preston Barber, he's going to inherit a pretty tough situation. He's got the 9-hole hitter due up. The top of the order with Braden Hosey is on deck. Runners at second and third for Omaha Westside. Number 1, Omaha Westside trails by 3 with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Last inning, Millard South is 2 outs away from advancing to the winner's bracket. The first pitch hits the outside corner for a strike, 0-1.
Barber's bringing a little bit more velocity than Corey had all day, especially here late. Let's see if Westside can gear up for it.
Barber on the year does not have a save. High leverage area right now, though, here at Warner Park. The 0-1 offering, and it hits him in the helmet. The Westside coaches rush to go see Ty Hanna. That I think it clipped him in the helmet. The way that the ball bounced off of him, it looked like it hit the helmet versus hitting him in the face, the left side of his eye. That was a dangerous one. You mentioned the velocity. He definitely brings Preston Barber a little more velocity there. But now, we're in some high-stakes baseball right now. The tying run is now at first base, and the number 1 Omaha Westside has the leadoff hitter, their number 1, their top of their order, due up in Braden Hosey, who had a nice rip down the first base line in the first inning, missed the first base bag, so he was tagged out. And then he lined out to the first baseman his second time up.
Starting to get flashbacks to the last Class A baseball game we called here, Nick. Millard North played a heck of a game all the way till the 7th inning, took a 1-0 lead. Then Lincoln East came storming back to win it.
Here we go. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. Braden Hosey at the plate. The first pitch to him is in the dirt. Ball 1. Millard South, you can start to feel it. Millard South has had control of this entire game. But here in the bottom of the 7th, really at that Gavin Christensen error at second base, you start to feel a shift. And now Westside, despite being down by 3, here in the bottom of the 7th inning, has the momentum. The pitch. Swung on, ripped to the second baseman. Diving stop. What a catch by Christensen. He doubles up the runner at second. And that's the ball game. Millard South upsets number 1 Westside on an unbelievable diving catch by Gavin Christensen. It was a rope off the bat of Braden Hosey. The third time Hosey has put good barrel on the ball. Gavin Christensen makes up for the error in the earlier parts of the inning, and Millard South wins it 6-3. Let's step aside. We'll come back, put a bow on this one here from Warner Park on 93.7 The Ticket.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with E15, how about this? E15
can help you save big at the pump
and save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose E15, there you have them. E15, engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseE15.com to learn more.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
We're going to get out of here quickly here as we hand things off to Adam Carricker and the rest of the crew over at our 93.7 The Ticket studio. Special guest in studio as well here in just a moment. But my goodness, Austin, final thoughts on this one as number 8 Millard South beats number 1 Omaha Westside as they, on a diving catch on a line drive that looked to almost be enough up the middle. But Gavin Christensen, who booted a fairly routine ball earlier in the inning, he comes back, makes a great diving stop, ends up doubling up the runner at second base. And it was one of those you freeze on a line drive if you're Omaha Westside, just a bad situation.
I think we saw everything we love about the game of baseball here in this game. You see resilience, you see surprises, you see heroics. Up and down that Millard South lineup, you see Westside, keep the pedal to the metal there in the 7th inning. Hosey, like you said, had a few good swings, but the redemptive nature of baseball, for Christensen to make the error, for the ball to come his way, to be perfectly positioned, for him to lay out the way that he did. It's a 6-3 game. It felt a lot closer than 6-3 of the drama there of that 7th inning. What a way to start this Class A state baseball tournament.
The ball always finds you, as they say in all the sports, and that's one of the greatest things and why we love it. But your final score here from Warner Park, Millard South, the number 8 team in Class A's bracket, upsets number 1 Omaha Westside 6-3 as Westside was able to get all 3 wins against the Patriots in the regular season, but when it mattered most here on the grounds of Warner Park in the state tournament, Millard South is able to knock off number 1. That'll do it for us for now. We'll send it back to our 93.7 The Ticket studios. Austin and I will rejoin you a few minutes before the noon hour as we get you ready for Creighton Prep and Millard North. Thanks to Rudy back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios. But for now, so long from Warner Park on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.